update my 6-speed swap. I pretty much have all the parts I need, I think. And you really never really know until you get under the car and you start realizing what you need and what you don't need. The things I still need, there's actually a couple things that are kind of big. The first thing I need is the fluid for my new transmission, and one of my buddies, Jarrett, actually is going to hook me up with some tranny fluid. I still need a shift knob for the 6-speed. I talked to the guy who sold me the 6-speed, and he said he'll get me a shift knob in about a week and a half. It still sucks that you have to wait that long. And lastly, I might need a new throwout bearing. So I bought a stage 2 clutch kit, brand new, and the throwout bearings, if you know the anatomy of a throwout bearing or release bearing or whatever you call it, it has these ears that kind of like hook on to the clutch fork, and those ears have cracks at like the 90-degree bend in the metal. And the back of the release bearing has like these deep gouges in the metal, like it was either used or like heavily damaged during shipping or something. Either way though, I don't want to be putting that in my car and, you know, later down the road the release bearing just gives out and breaks things, you know what I mean? So contacted the seller, he didn't get back to me yet. Hopefully he does, because that's kind of holding everything up, because I really don't want to use my WRX clutch. It's a stock clutch. I'm making 100 wheel horsepower more than this car would have from factory. And it's starting to slip. It doesn't slip when I'm wide open throttle, but like when I first shift, like it doesn't just like grab right away. It kind of like, it kind of slides a little bit beforehand. So that's why I wanted the stage 2 STi clutch. It grabs better and it'll probably last longer, I hope. Either way though, throwout bearings kind of shot on the new clutch kit, which sucks. I don't know if you can reuse a WRX clutch throwout bearing with an STi clutch. I don't know. I imagine you could, because these cars are like Legos, but at the same time, Subaru does like changing little things here and there, so who knows. Yeah, so that's pretty much where we stand, and I really appreciate everyone offering to help me. It's kind of caught me by surprise, but I'm getting all these people asking where I live and telling me to announce when I'm going to do it, because they'd offer to help me, which is awesome. I have a few people I know of already who have done these kind of swaps before, so it would definitely be a huge help to have at least someone who has done it before, just like there to tell me what to do. Like I'm not gonna be like, you know, do the work for me, but man, helping hands would definitely come in handy. As for where I'm doing the swap and how I'm doing the swap, I was kind of planning on stealing one of my friend's garages for like a day and just doing it the old-fashioned way with jack stands. But my uncle owns a car lift, so I mean he's busy with work and stuff, but it'd be awesome if we could, you know, use that instead of jack stands. So much easier. So that'd be cool. We'll figure that out later. And as for the paint, I don't know if I announced it on the channel yet or not, but this car is getting painted gloss black. I've decided. I bought the paint, I bought the primer, I bought everything. Everything I need is bought. Just a quick like little story. I went to Mako to get an estimate on how much it would cost to paint my car, and it was $815. The paint job was $300. The labor was another $300. The sanding and the primering was like $90 a piece. Then there was like a supplies fee, and then there was a tax fee. So I was able to pick up all the paint stuff I needed for about $220. And the same uncle who owns a lift also owns a paint booth, so I might just DIY the paint job. I've never painted a car before, but you know, we're talking like compressor, paint gun, spray booth. So it would be in a legit environment, and it'd be a learning experience. So at least if it's fucked up paint, I could say I fucked it up. There's a sense of pride saying that I painted my own car. And obviously I'll have my uncle and my dad there and stuff, because they've painted cars before, so they'll give me pointers and whatnot. But I think that's what we're gonna do, because that's like almost $600 less than what Mako was charging. And it's funny because all the commercials say Mako will paint your car for like $300, which is true. The paint is $300, but they don't include the labor in that cost. They don't include any of the parts or whatever they need, the supplies. So yeah, it gets expensive fast. And you can't just paint my car, like you can't just wet sand it and paint it, because I have parts on this car that don't even have a coat, like my hood scoop. That's just bare plastic, man. That's a Subaru OEM hood scoop with nothing on it, just bare plastic, and it's starting to fade already. It doesn't have any primer or nothing. It's just black plastic that's sun faded to gray now. As for my fenders and my front bumper, they're made out of fiberglass, and they were given a coat of black primer, which is obviously dirty and full of chips already, because primer is kind of soft, so rocks are definitely just going to blow right through the primer over time. So yeah, they're not really, you can't just sand them and paint them right away. I want to do this car right. This is like the big thing to clean my car up. Ever since the channel started, I've always bitched about how this car needs a paint job, because the clear coat is literally, I can't even explain it. It's spreading like a cancer. I don't know how to explain it. It's so weird. And that's to different body panels. Like, it started on my rear quarter panel. Somehow it spread to my gas hinge door thing, and then it spread to my rear bumper. Like, these are different separate panels that the chipping clear coat. Like, this one time my clear coat had a bubble in it. I pressed it and it popped, like water spewed out of it. Somehow water is getting under my clear coat. It's disgusting. The hood has chips. The hood has some fading spots, so I'm gonna wet sand the entire car down. Actually, I'm just gonna sand the shit out of it. Then I'm gonna primer it. Then we're gonna paint it. And then we'll get window tint, because I can't tell you how many times people ask me, dude, when are you gonna tint your car? This car actually came with tints, but I think they were eBay tints, and they were like bubbly and peeling, so I just took them all off. Oh man. Ooh. So yeah, I'm gonna get tints. I'm gonna get that sunscreen above the top windshield. It's gonna be awesome. Oh man, I really can't explain to you guys how excited I am for this 6-speed swap. Like, it hasn't really hit me yet that we're doing it, because I'm not under my car doing this. Like, I haven't really done any big mods to my car in a while. Like, the biggest mod I think I've ever done to my car was probably the stage 3 modifications. Like, let's be honest, injectors, turbo, wastegate, that's a lot of work right there. That's like, your car's gonna be down for at least an entire day. And that was all DIY. So this transmission thing's gonna be the biggest thing I've ever done to a car. Yeah, I'm excited, and it's awesome that I have support from you guys. And I know if I have any questions, I have a pretty good amount of people who watch my stuff who are definitely more knowledgeable than I am with these cars. And another thing, I have a build thread on Nazy Oak and Club WRX. I made 2 build threads, so they're exactly the same. I just have it on different forums, because I use both of those forums pretty regularly. So the build thread is all about this car's, I guess now I could say evolution, because before, when this thing was wide, it really wasn't an evolution. I feel like I destroyed the car. But by the way, I still get hate for doing what I did to this car. Like, people are still angry that I made it back to stock body, which is weird, because I'm so happy the way my car sits now. Anyways, yeah, I have build threads, so if you're ever curious on the story behind certain mods, or the story of me actually doing the mods, I'm sorry I don't have more footage of me actually under my car, but that's because I need 2 hands when I work. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like this is an exclusive thing with these cars, but Subarus can be a bitch to work on, man. I mean, you just look under the engine, and there is no engine. You have an intake manifold, a shitload of vacuum hoses, and maybe some intercooler stuff, but there's no engine. You can't really see the engine. Just getting to certain things can be a bitch because you have to like remove stuff. By the way, if you guys ever want to fall back in love with your car, just delete the resonator in your exhaust. It's such a subtle change, but you notice it because it's your car and you daily drive it, and you're so used to the exhaust sound. You get rid of that resonator, it's just slightly raspier. You get a nice pop every now and then and a crackle when you let off the throttle. It's beautiful, man. Especially when you're up like in a tunnel or something. Ah, so nice. That's pretty much it. Follow me on Instagram if you want to keep up to date on the build. I pretty much post like stuff to Instagram kind of regularly in terms of when I'm doing the actual stuff. Like if I post a picture of something, it's usually as it's happening. Follow that those build threads I have linked in the description if you're curious on, you know, more so how the build went and the story behind it. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I'll see you all later. Peace out.